allow me to welcome guests from Germany as well as from Egypt. It's a very hot topic. We run this seminar, this webinar today for the 5th time. And so far we admitted each time we did it, more than 300 guests from Germany as well as from Egypt. Topic is Nafeza and CargoX, which is a very important topic given the digitization efforts of the Egyptian government to digitize all of the customs procedures, which shall contribute to shorten the clearing time from currently on average 28 days to 5 days or even less. And therefore, it's my great pleasure to welcome you. Allow me to give you 2 hints before we start. I'm still waiting for one of the presenters, but we can start the other way around, no problem. However, allow me to give you 2 hints. One hint is, since we ran these seminars already a couple of times, and since we as a Chamber of Commerce to be active in Egypt, since we dig very deep into this topic, we have a Q&A with more than 100 questions answered, which came up during the first 4 webinars. So if you wish, if you're uncertain, if you wish to look it up, kindly just log onto our website. It is AHK Egypt. Very, very simple. Plug in AHK Egypt or AHK Egyptian. And you'll be directed. And on our main page, you just scroll down a little bit, you see an area which we dedicate to Nafeza and CargoX. For us, it's very important, and we make out that lots of importers as well as exporters do have questions. To how we are doing this today, first of all, we'll get a brief introduction about the ACI system and its application. So how does it work, from Engineer Gamal Kot. Engineer Gamal Kot assisted us throughout. So far, he is with basically the developer of the Nafeza platform and with the responsible authority in Egypt to make it work. So he'll give you first-hand information. This is followed by a brief introduction to CargoX. CargoX being a blockchain to communicate with Nafeza. So the exporters have to register on CargoX. I'm very happy to welcome again, as in the past, during the past webinars, Mr. Bjarian Ortinsky, who again designed and is responsible for CargoX, and he can go read into details, answering your questions. Thereafter, we'll first have kind of let's say 30 to 40 minutes prepared questions. So questions which are not already answered and displayed on our website, which we received during the past week from exporters as well as importers. I will ask these questions. There may be questions you have as well. Our 2 presenters, Mr. Kot and Mr. Ortinsky, they are going to answer these questions. Thereafter, we are opening the floor. Having said that, kindly use the chat. It works in this way that my colleagues are going to give me a WhatsApp. So I'll have it on my screen to ask your questions you may have. So please, whenever during this webinar you have a question, don't hesitate, just plug in a sentence into our chat, and we will, provided we don't run out of time, we will adhere to your question and to the best of our knowledge answer this question. Enough from my end. It's my great pleasure to now give the floor to Mr. Gamal Kot. He'll give you an introduction to the ACI system in general, its application. So how does that work? Engineer Cott, it's my pleasure to welcome you. I don't see you as yet, but I've heard you're in now, so I'll pass the floor to you.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Jan. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's always a pleasure to meet with you online. And today is maybe the third or the fourth episode that we have together. I'm sure some of you have attended the previous sessions. And today I'm trying to do it in a simpler manner, faster manner, to open the floor for the questions and the discussions and the ideas to be shared all together. So in this regard, if you'd allow me, Jan, I'd like to share one screen, in which I will use to brief the guests here about the ACI, and we'll take it from there. And okay, I can use the screen. Okay, I want to do this. All right. Can you see something before your screens, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, is the voice clear? All right.
Voice is clear too.
Okay. Now, to brief you very simply, what is this Advanced Cargo Information System in few sentences? This is a component in the Nafeza single window overall system. It deals with obtaining the detail and the data about the shipments that will be bound to Egypt ahead of time, ahead of being shipped from the ports of loading and the countries of export. This is a standard approach that countries have adopted or are adopting worldwide in compliance with the WCO SAFE agreement. And it's basically the main objective of the ACI is to really assess risk and mitigate it before goods are shipped to any particular country. So Egypt in this regard is so keen to mitigate any risks as such before goods are shipped to Egypt. Number two, in doing so, they would need, it would be obvious they would need to know about the general information about the shipment that will be imported to the country. Okay. In this regard, there are basic factors that each and every one should know by now or be aware of. Number one, the trade partners have to be very properly identified. The trade partners being, in the simple case, the foreign exporter and the Egyptian importer. When I say very well identified, I mean that for the foreign exporter, to us in Egypt here, we would need to know and know exactly his registration number in the country, his name and address and all the contact details. Why? So that we know exactly that the shipment will come from this exporter to our country. And second, because the system will communicate with the exporter via email to inform him about the ACI number and other details. We need to have a proper communication contact details so that we can really address the matter properly. Similarly, for the Egyptian importer, he will not be identified by his name or his whatever trade name or whatever. He would be equally identified with his VAT ID registration number in Egypt. This is, by the way, the standard or the unified number that all the governmental bodies use to identify any establishment in general. So within the context of the ACI, I will take the simple case, of course, again, we have the exporter, we have the importer. Both will have to be defined on Nafeza to be able to proceed with it, any transaction. Second, there's another thing, is the government would like to know about the shipment. Traditional here in Egypt, customs relies on the harmonized tariff code to classify the cargo that is bound. However, yes, in our case, initially it might be that simple. However, when it comes to declaration, invoices will have to be demonstrated on the line item level, meaning the products that are really subject to the exportation from the exporter part. I mean, if you are an exporter on your commercial invoice to Egypt, you wouldn't be sending to me the order on your invoice, example, tariff code, blah, 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 cell phones, quantity 100. You will be requested as an exporter to tell me that you are exporting, for example, from brand X, model 1, this part number, you are exporting 10 pieces, from this brand, 5 pieces, and so on. So although all those pieces may be classified as one harmonized code, this is okay. But at the end of the day, the government would like to know exactly the products that are really bound or exported to the country. These are basic things. Now, if I talked about the registration of the importer, of course, we have the Egyptian Taxation Authority, which takes care of issuing such number to all the establishments. And Nafisa is connected with the Egyptian Taxation Authority via the G2G integration network. So then when you as an importer start to claim something, you are very well identified. When it comes to the exporter, I just want to say that we rely on our business partners in CargoX, Vieran, and he will talk about that in detail, but a little bit further down the road. We rely on the exporter would have to register on the CargoX platform to be able to send data electronically. And in this regard, in order for him to send such information and electronic documents, such an exporter company should be registered on Cargo platform itself. We, as an Egyptian government here, we mandated CargoX to help us in this regard by doing a verification on the exporting companies so that the contact details and particulars of each exporter becomes a reliable piece of information, which we in Egypt here can rely on. Now, this is a framework of the ACI, so the partners are identified, the cargo will be identified. There is one main thing to you as an exporter you should be aware of, and it's a beneficial thing to you, is that Egypt is really targeting to use electronic data without the necessity to use any paper or document-based paper-based documents. So in this regard, the documents that will be sent via CargoX to us in Nafeza, which will come, of course, in electronic format, that will be sufficient to the customs and the OGAs, the other governmental agencies associated and related with the cargo clearance, to suffice them to take care of all the procedures necessary to clear the documents. One question would come to your minds, of course, what happens with the current, let's say, practice of sending the documents in paper format between the banks, from the bank of the exporter to the Egyptian bank with the importer, in order to finish and close and do the needful to wire and transfer the money and issue the Form 4 and stuff. It's a piece of information to you. I need to bring to your attention that we are currently, actually, we started already negotiation with the Central Bank of Egypt and all the big banks who really deal with the international trade in Egypt here. And we are talking with them concerning the use and the reliance and dependence on the electronic documents that come to us, to Nafeza, from the exporter, in order to get customs and the other agencies do the needful to clear the goods. Such documents should be or could be the same documents that would be requested by the bank in order for it to really send the money and do whatever it has to do from your end, wiring the money and issuing the authorization to customs to let the goods be cleared. Such discussion is taking actually great momentum. There is a big understanding and really appreciation of the approach, because it can cause much less time from an effort and money at your end in order to make the cargo clearance in a sense seamless, faster, and without any paperwork. That being said, of course, we are getting into the details with the banks because they have other views or let's say requirements, if I would call it this way, to ensure that this approach is acceptable to them. We have started since last week. We're having another big meeting with them 2 days from now, and we are really kind of comfortable and actually looking forward to achieving something great. So from your end, my dear exporters who are attending this meeting, don't be surprised if soon enough you won't be requested to really send and certify and do all these things for the banking procedures, of course, and with customs and the other OGAs. By the way, customs, of course, took the step, and actually it's in the process of issuing, in a sense, the directive to say that they will not need the stamps or anything on the documents. It will be official, and of course it will be announced. And similarly, we have discussed the same subject with the Ministry of Trade, and they are doing the same thing. Maybe they will use it via a different approach. They maybe they'll take it in two-step. They may extend this waiver till next year. There is a waiver at the moment from the Ministry of Trade that does not mandate the submission of the electronic, attested documents in order to clear goods at the moment. This decree or this directive is valid till the end, I think, end of June, I think 30th of this month or beginning of July, if I know correctly. Something will come out from their end to extend this for another year in order to sort things out in all the other decrees that they have related to handling documents and stuff. So the next few weeks will carry more positive results for you today. In order to clear goods, actually we do not mandate any signatures and stuff. You can send things via CargoX. It comes to Nafeza to be processed and to be ready for clearance. Won't be cleared until the banks give such an authorization by issuing what we call here Form 4. Form 4 is a control point for the exporters to be sure that they will receive the money, the value for the goods that they have exported in accordance to the terms and conditions prior to giving the right for the importer to clear the goods out of the bank. One thing I want to add, and I would like to close at this, one thing I need to add into this process, the initial declaration for the ACI application is at the moment a bit, I would say, loaded with a lot of details that could not be convenient to the Egyptian importer. As you know, the cycle starts by the Egyptian importer giving some brief description on the commodity, on the shipment that is going to be exported to Egypt. In this regard, he is known to us because of the fact that he is on board of Nafeza, so he's validated and he has his digital token. And he will say, I'm going to import from exporter X in country Y. This party should be already registered on CargoX to be identified to us. As I said earlier, we in Nafeza rely on CargoX in providing us with the verified exporters details so that we can really deal with them in any transactions. And then the importer will give a brief description on what this shipment is all about, and he explains it at this moment in details. Not only the HS code, he puts the part numbers and stuff. Actually, from discussing this topic with you and other prestigious customers, importers and exporters, we are at the moment as I speak, we are going to have a meeting sometime today with customs. We are getting to the point whereby you, as an importer, Egyptian importer, you will be requested only to specify the HS code, the Egyptian HS code for the shipment you are about to import. By means, so that in my previous example, if you were to receive a cell phone shipment that is composed of 20 types of phones, and they are all of course classified under one HS code, all you would be requested during the initial declaration is that you're going to declare that you are going to import shipment from HS code 1234 for this purpose and from this country only. You wouldn't need to really go into the details. The details will come later in time when the cargo is ready, when the shipment has been onboarded, when the vessel departed the port of export, when everything was all set, then you as an exporter will be requested log in on CargoX platform to send the shipment documents to Nafeza to take place, so that it could be then forwarded to the importer, who would look into it and really certify that he accepts each and every document of them, so that the process can go smoothly and seamlessly. And as I said, as we are discussing the things with the bank, such documents which have been received via CargoX and which have been further attested or approved by the importer in themselves, this set of documents could be the subject to be sent to the Egyptian bank that can take it quickly to proceed in order to wire the money and look into the terms if there were instructions and so forth, and then wire the money before issuing his authorization for cargo clearance. By the way, I'm excluding from what I said concerning the banks in my discussion with you this morning. I'm excluding the cases of the letters of credit, because this is subject of another parallel discussion in which we are discussing with the banks the use of automated systems to process LC's cases. From what I gathered through the previous discussions with the central bank and the banks, is that there are about 80% of the shipments are either come in open account or advance payment or cash against documents approach. And in those three cases, they are thinking about receiving the documents from us in Nafeza in the manner that I discussed. As for the LCs, that will be subject to another detailed thing, because from bank's perspective, there are more stringent conditions which they really look into before actually authorizing, making the wiring and authorizing the cargo clearance. Thank you, and I'll put a full stop to what I said at this moment, and I'll leave the floor to Jan again to take it from there. Thank you.
Gamal, thank you indeed for this very comprehensive explanation. We receive, of course, lots of questions in the chat. Yeah, dear guests, we do that after the next part. Yeah, however, allow me to suggest you may look up on our website the Q&A, since I would consider at least 25-30% of your questions to already be answered and displayed in our Q&A. I will run through all the questions, provided we don't run out of time, irrespective of whether it's published or not already. But I see very comprehensive and very good questions. So having said that, next part is CargoX. CargoX is handled by Vieran Ortinsky. Vieran, I'll pass the floor directly to you. CargoX is the topic.
Thank you, Jan. Hello, everyone. Greetings from CargoX, and I will also share my screen. So I will first give you a few words about the company. It will take 5 minutes for me to do that, and then another 5 minutes just for video, and it will explain for the exporters how to do an ACI filing through CargoX platform. So I hope I will be able to start sharing. Okay, Gamal, can you stop sharing your screen, please?
It says in front of me, new share. I don't know. It's a new share. Let me see where I can stop it. Pause share. Okay. Pause share. How can I stop? How can I stop the sharing here?
Okay, I think I can do that. So I think my screen is now visible. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for this interruption. So CargoX is a European company based in Slovenia, head office in Ljubljana, established back in 2018. And our initial idea was to use a blockchain to transfer document of title, very well known to everyone, bill of lading. So we created first smart bill of lading back in 2018. And of course, along the way, our customers and users of our platform were pushing us, to expand our offering to other documents, to digitize the trade documents, so we can define our technology as a blockchain document transfer. So that's what we do. We are transferring digital original documents with the help of public blockchain technology. So I will not explain in the details why we're doing it, but in 21st century, I think it's a proper way to handle digital original documents, and paper can go to to be retired at this point. To explain how CargoX platform works, I will compare it with some technologies you're using every day. So this is email. Our user interface will remind you a lot on your email account, on your Outlook or Gmail account, in combination with electronic banking. So when you're accessing your internet banking, you're using some credentials, and this is very similar to CargoX platform. And the difference is we are using blockchain, public blockchain as underlying technology. So I would say this is the easiest way to explain our platform, how it works. So we are providing absolute security to our users. So if anyone on this planet would like to intercept a transaction on blockchain, they would need to hack all internet down at once, or at least 51% of the servers who are performing this transaction in that very moment. So this is still not possible. And that's why we said that we are providing you with ultimate security. And this is just under a fraction of the cost you need to pay to process paper documents with the courier services of today. Of course, speed is very relevant in digital times, so it is almost as fast as an email. So it takes less than 10 seconds to send documents from, for example, Germany to Egypt or anywhere in the world. So it's almost instant. We gave a lot of thoughts to user friendliness, because if you want to introduce a new technology to greater audience, it needs to be very simple, and that's why it will remind you a little bit on your email account. And of course, there are several ways how you can access the platform. So you can use your internet browser, and you can go to our website and log in on the platform. Also for larger corporations, which is we see more and more interest in that. There is also open API available, so you can fully integrate CargoX into your ERP system if you want to. Of course, we are enabling users with contactless way of handling documents in today's world. So features will be explained in the video, which will come next, and I will not spend too much time here. So maybe a few words about technology, which is public blockchain, why we are using public blockchain. So because it is neutral, open source, and there is no central ruling authority around it. So nobody owns your data. Nobody will ever restrict you to access to your data. That puts you in position that you are master of your data at all times. What you send over the platform is visible only to sender and to receiver. So if receiver is Nafeza platform held by the customs in Egypt, basically they will be seeing the content. CargoX will never see what you send over the platform. In fact, you can consider us as a front end for you to interact with public blockchain. Of course, we are resistant to any I would say political challenges in the world of today, like trade wars, etc. This will never impact on our technology. So I will skip this one because you will have ACI movie later on. CargoX is also approved by international group of P&I clubs. We were approved back in 2020, February 11. So we are electronic BL provider. We are also working with the EU Commission in Digital Transport and Logistics Forum, subgroup 1 and 2 on legislation which will take place in Europe in 2025. So as you already know, I think we are moving away from documents to structured data within the EU when it comes to transport and logistics sector. And we're also working with INATBA, World Economic Forum, and various other initiatives around standardization and digitization of bill of lading. So one happy customer, G2 Ocean, vessel operator from Norway, using CargoX for almost 2 years now, 2.5 years actually, on some trade lanes, and the biggest customer of CargoX so far. So just final thought for this initial part about data versus documents. So document is a data written in a way that human being can read it. But if we are moving away from this non-structured document to structured document, you will not need human attention anymore to read the content. So content can be easily checked by the machines, and you can have fully automated process of document and data checking. So basically, you will need human attention to steer the process, but checking of the content is done automatically. So CargoX is here with our technology. We can serve you in that way already today, and we are ready for this future to come, which eventually will happen in Europe already in 2025. So I will stop sharing now, and I will start sharing one more time, because I want to share sound and give you a demo how to do filing of on CargoX platform, how to create an ACI, how to submit ACI. Okay, something is not okay here. Just a moment. Sorry. Okay. Here I am. Okay, here we go. I think it is going to work now. Just let me know if you have a sound when I start playing the video.
I will demonstrate how to do an Egyptian ACI filling on the CargoX platform.
Can you hear the sound?
Yeah.
Works,
Okay,
yes.
thank you. Thank you.
First, let's log in using username and password. When logging in from a new device, a two-factor authentication is required. I will paste in a code I received in the email. After you are logged into the platform, click here in the corner, and you can see that your blockchain key is currently locked. Before we can transfer documents out of our account, we need to digitally sign them with our blockchain key, which needs to be unlocked. So we will unlock our key first. Click the Unlock Your Blockchain Key button. Click Choose File, and point to the blockchain key file you have downloaded at the time when you created your blockchain key. Also, provide the encryption password that protects your blockchain key. Finally, click the green button labeled Unlock Blockchain Key. Your blockchain key is now unlocked. Quite simple, right? Let's click the Compose button to create a new smart envelope. For our ACI filing purpose, we will select the Egypt ACI envelope. The recipient is pre-filled. All you need to enter is your ACID number and then attach the required documents listed below. You can either upload the documents from your computer or select them from your CargoX inbox if you received them over the platform. Let's upload them from the computer. You can upload multiple files at once. Now I need to select a document type for each uploaded file, so I click Properties. I start typing the document type to quickly find it. Some document types require additional information, which I enter below. Let's repeat this for the remaining 3 documents. Besides the certificate, I need a copy or a draft of the bill of lading. I also need an invoice, preferably one where mine and importer's tax or VAT number is listed. And finally, I need a packaging list. CargoX platform supports over 50 document types, so let's scroll down to find the right one. Our ACI envelope is now ready to be filled. Below I can write an optional message to the recipient. Once I am ready to proceed, I click the Seal button. This creates a digital fingerprint of all documents and encrypts them. Now a new action becomes available. Once I am ready to submit the ACI, I click the Transfer button. In the overview screen I can see what is about to happen. On the CargoX platform, document transfers are executed only once user digitally signs them with his personal blockchain key. No one else can do that on behalf of user, not even CargoX. Documents are now securely transferred to the recipient with the help of the blockchain technology. They are delivered within a few seconds, worldwide. To verify that documents were really delivered, let's click on the Sent folder, and click the envelope we have just sent. We can see the status as delivered. Speed, safety, and cost savings are just some of the benefits that CargoX brings. Thank you for your attention.
So it's a very simple process, and this is my initial part about in this meeting. So Jan, back to you.
So, thank you indeed, Geran, for this. I saw in the chat, now the topic that we'll need to see, or some of you may need to see this video again. So allow me to repeat: AHK Egyptian, AHK Egypt. There's an English and a German version to this website. This is the Chamber, the German Arab Chamber of Industry and Commerce. We have all the videos as well as the Q&A online. Yeah, so you'll see we are going to upload this session as well. Yeah, after the session came to an end. Yeah, you can see everything again. Yeah, and you can check the Q&A. Now, the next part, and the next part may be very interesting to all of you, dear importers as well as exporters. I already, we have 89 comments in the chat and mostly questions, as well as I have prepared questions which we as a Chamber of Commerce received from our members as well as from exporters from Germany. I will start with those, and then I will go through your questions. I'll hope we'll make it as interactive as the past few webinars. So Gamal, Geran, I may ask you, due to the high number of questions, to provide a crisp answer to these questions. So let me start, Gamal. Do Incoterms play a role in the ACI system? Are there certain Incoterms accepted for the ACI procedure and others not?
No. The answer is no. There's no.
To whom? Good. Great. That's the kind of answer we love. Yeah.
Okay.
To whom must the carrier or shipping line submit the full cargo manifest? And does it also have a time limit?
Yes, the shipping line, the shipping agent is obliged by Egyptian customs law to submit the cargo manifest 48 hours, no later than 48 hours prior to vessel arrival to the Egyptian port. This is number one. Okay. And he provides it to the Egyptian Customs Authority electronically, or he performs direct trader input in that regard.
All right. What role do the carriers play in the ACI systems? What are their obligations?
There is no obligation as such, but it is a safeguard step that they need to undertake to protect themselves, in a sense. The carrier, before onboarding the containers on board of the vessel that will leave bound to Cairo eventually, or to Egypt, I mean, eventually, he needs to connect or communicate with Nafeza platform to double check on the ACIDs and the TIP partners associated with it, with each one of them, to make sure that these are recognized by Egypt. So there's an API, an application program interface, that through which the carrier can send the whole list of the containers that he is planning to onboard the vessel to send to Nafeza, and within a second or two, he would receive yes, 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 or no. If something goes wrong, the Egyptian system will say, we do not recognize this ACID shipment, or this is a valid one, but the trade identifier, the traders are not associated with this number, or the reason for refusing this. And in this case, he's advised not to onboard such a container or containers for that rejected shipment.
Gamal, may I ask you, we have the same topic as we had last time. Yeah, you were, at least at my end, I could understand you very well. And then it looked like either you changed something or you moved away from the microphone. Yeah, so kindly do me the favor, speak up a little bit, yeah, in order to fully understand, yeah, your comments. Allow me to go to the next question. Okay. If there are single or consolidated invoices, can ACID be on the consolidated one?
There will be a special treatment that is now in being documented by customs themselves. There will be a special treatment for this regard. Consolidated invoices that will be, in a sense, shipped by freight forwarder to be received by another freight forwarder in Egypt before releasing house bills of lading. There is a simple in a sense use case for this regard in this matter. However, this consolidated bill of lading will have an ACID in its own right. Okay, when the goods will come in here, each single house bill of lading shipment should have been created by the importer himself. So I mean, if there were 3 of us importing 3 shipments, each and every one of us should have created an ACID. So at the end of the day, this ACID application will be associated with the house bill of lading that will be released upon goods arrival here in Egypt. As for the freight forwarder, he'll be sending a consolidated bill of lading that will carry a unique identifier stating that it is a consolidated one. And in this regard, the government, of course, customs will understand that. However, the processing will be on the house bills of lading.
Should the export declaration contain the ACID number?
Export declaration from your end, or the export declaration from the Egyptian side? What export you mean?
Okay, let's move to the next one. We clarify that in the background. I'll ask it again. Yeah, so okay. You have the details.
Okay.
Does the ACI process have to be followed for packaging or marketing material sent to the daughter company in Egypt? In this case, should a fee be applied when uploading the documents on CargoX? So packaging marketing material, yeah, subject to be re-imported or re-exported. We had that last time as well when it comes to trade show, yeah, so temporary import, yeah, these kind of things, yeah. So does the ACI process have to be followed for packaging or marketing material, yeah, sent to the daughter company in Egypt?
The answer is yes, because today they have to clear it out using an import declaration in Egypt, so it follows suit as if any other commercial type of thing. Yeah, the answer is yes.
And in this case, we may ask that Vieran, in this case, should be a fee applied when uploading the documents on CargoX. Vieran, you may give a little bit an idea on the fee structure in general.
Yes, so fee is structured in a way that each document to transfer over the blockchain will cost $3. Okay, and filing fee per ACI envelope is $50. So those are 2 numbers. And there is another fee, but I will not explain this, related also to verification of the company, because those 3 numbers, and this is $15 paid only once when you create the account on CargoX. So those 3 numbers are relevant.
All right, thanks indeed. I just read in the chat, yeah, participants to have to leave at 12 o'clock. Whether this information is available kindly allow us, since we run this, currently we have 250 participants in there, and we run this once in a week. Yeah, we have a couple of thousand already attended. If you have a very specific question which is not displayed, yeah, on our website, or where you don't find an answer on our website, and maybe the video does not display you with an answer as well, then please drop us a line. Yeah, it's either info@ahk-mena.com, yeah, or my.khatab. We will display it in the chat right away, our contact details. Yeah, you can drop us a line with the questions. We'll get back to you. Bear with us if it takes a day. Yeah, since yeah, this is quite a comprehensive topic, and we get lots of inquiries, yeah, on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, but most of these questions, yeah, should be answered by, yeah, the Q&A, and all the questions I'm going to ask today, yeah, will be uploaded to our Q&A as well, with a detailed, or with the respective answer. Next question. In case shipments are made to ministerial offices or to, let's say, administrative offices, so government offices, is ACI to be applied?
Say it again, please. The sound was not clear.
If in case shipments are made to ministerial offices, or let's say to administrative bodies in Egypt, is ACI to be applied?
Correct. Yes.
Good. In case direct orders are sent to end user directly, should individuals also apply for ACI? This is more relevant in the field of automotive.
I don't understand the question, to be honest.
Yeah. In case direct orders are sent to end user directly, should individuals also apply for ACI?
Yes, the answer is yes. Individuals will have to go through, definitely, customs brokers to be able to do this thing for them. Otherwise, if they can do it, they, by all means. Yes, every single shipment that's coming to Egypt has to be recognized. The trade partners have to be identified, and the subject commodity has to be known. Shukran.
Okay, the last part I understood. I hardly understood. Yeah, see, there at times, yeah, we can hear you very, very well, and at times, yeah, this is like you're a little bit more distant. Yeah, so the last sentence, would you mind?
Let me say it again. Every single shipment that is going to import it to Egypt has to be recognized with an ACI number, whether that being an individual or a government body, or no matter what. All right.
All right.
And in this case, the ACI has to identify the trade partners and the subject commodity.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks indeed. Thanks indeed. Viran, does the importer check the documents after they are uploaded on CargoX to confirm correctness?
Okay, this is the one. Only final documents will be uploaded and sent in ACI envelope for filing. So if any checking needs to be done, this is before final documents are sent to Nafeza through CargoX.
What are the fees for sending the original documents to CargoX, and does each document, invoice, packing list, certificate of origin, original BL have a separate fee? You mentioned the fee structure already, but maybe just for the sake of everybody to understand.
Yes, each document is having the same price, $3 per document, no matter the size of the document. So it could be 1 page or 100 pages document. Original
okay,
BL, okay.
Let me ask.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry. Let me ask the question, since last time we had the question, can I combine various documents into one to save cost?
No. I mean, I said you can try, but not really, because documents are attended by the official government officials from different ends. So if you put that, it will be not accepted, and they will not take documents out from absolutely not. So original BL is not part of ACI procedure and ACI envelope. BL release is not connected with any of ACI filing. The filing fee is, as I said earlier, $50 per ACI envelope. Actually, this is one ACID number.
All right. Let me ask you. Can someone pay on CargoX with crypto coins?
No, payment is done in euro or US dollars. The initial payment as the first step of verification is a wire transfer, SEPA or SWIFT. Later on, the customer will be able to pay with the credit cards. Now, question to Gamal.
Yeah.
You mentioned that in your presentation already. However, just to reiterate, if GS1 needs to be added in the invoice, then how important is the HS code and where should it be placed?
The invoice line item will hold both values. I mean the HS code and the GS1 or the part number. Of course, all of you, I want to make sure that you fully are aware of this. If you are not adopting a GS1 coding system in your business, you can use the part numbers which you actually use and adopt for international trade. And in this regard, both of them will have to be identified on the line item in the invoice.
Right. Now, questions of today's session. CargoX, a company is trying to pay their invoice via transfer to purchase credits, but unfortunately, the IBAN number doesn't work.
That is from real life, or it is a question?
Let's assume it's a real life experience.
Okay, this is something I will have to check specifically that case, but every day we are receiving hundreds of payments for the credits, so I don't know what is wrong here. So yes, I would need to check that one. But I strongly recommend to get in contact with support team, and they will attend that immediately.
Okay, thanks indeed. Nafisa, the link between the broker and the importer is not successful to many companies. That's kind of a comment, huh? The link between the broker and the importer is not successful to many companies.
Do you mean that the broker is not able to lodge declarations or applications on behalf of his customer, of the importer?
This may be meant. This may be meant, but since it's a question out of today's session, may I ask the one to ask that question to a little bit specify? So just to get back to the chat, and I'll ask the question a little bit later. Not that we give an explanation which is going around that. So since we have so many questions, let me continue. I'll get back to that as soon as we have a clarification, right?
Okay.
CargoX, is it forbidden in some? It is forbidden in some countries, such as China, to transfer money, especially foreign currencies, to foreign parties without a contract. So can CargoX provide a contract? What's the procedure here?
Yes, we have contracts with some companies, but yes, I don't know for this case with China, because I would say 30% of the companies on the platform are actually from China. So we haven't signed any contracts so far with any company from China. So I wouldn't have any comment to that further comment.
Let's consider that advance payments. But there's a contract for advance payments as well.
Okay, in that case, they would need to have a contract with us.
Right, contract with you. Okay.
Okay.
Nafeza, a lot of the exporters are not visible on the Nafeza system, although they concluded the registration and verification on CargoX. Okay.
Yeah. Please advise with the specifics. Give me an example. I will look into it. This doesn't. It must be something odd, but we can look into it. Is that something a single case, or is that something that is?
That was a single question, but is there a possibility that you register on CargoX, whereas the importer did not register on Nafisa as yet?
Of course, actually, once the exporter is registered on CargoX, he can have any transaction with. He can have as many transactions as he wants with the registered importers. So if he had only one importer who did not fulfill the requirements to register on Nafisa, probably that he won't be seen in this regard because he's not mentioned in any other transaction. But if you can please provide me with the particular, I'd be able to really satisfy an answer immediately.
So to reiterate, yeah, it is the obligation of the importer to register on the Nafisa system, and the importer is going to register the exporter data on Nafisa as well, correct?
Correct. Yes. Okay. Actually, yes. Yes. The answer is yes. Importer has to register himself on Nafisa only. Registered exporters data is being actually obtained electronically from CargoX, and they are actually uploaded onto Nafisa automatically.
Exactly. That means a registration of an exporter on CargoX does not automatically register the exporter on Nafisa, correct?
Oh, it means it's no. Once he's registered, data will be actually sent from CargoX to Nafisa.
Right.
May I just step in here? There is a misunderstanding between two things: registration and verification. So when you register a company, you create the account on CargoX. You need to go through verification process. Yes.
Yeah.
And you have two-step verifications. Yes. First step verification is a financial transaction between us and the exporter, and then they are able to go through verification process, which is done by third-party service provider for us, and this is done in Broad Street. And then you click on button verify, get verified, and your data entered into the system will be checked by third-party service provider. As a result of successful verification, your company will get a green shield as a verified company. And at the moment, importer is applying for ACID number and is entering exporters or suppliers, I would say VAT number, tax number, or whichever number they are searching for that supplier on Nafeza platform. API from Nafeza will call our database on CargoX, and it will pull out, if company is verified, all the details which are verified, but with those two steps of verification, and then you can do that. So that is how it goes in behind.
Thanks, Viren. I need to add one simple statement from my end here. In Egypt here, we deal only with registered and verified exporters. In order for us to do away with the paper documents, we need those two conditions. So before those two are satisfied, the exporter data will not be available to us on Nafisa.
Question to Nafeza again. Is it true that if an exporter didn't finalize their payments on CargoX, they get deleted from Nafeza system?
No.
A lot of companies are wondering why was it decided to have a foreign company responsible for Egypt's database and trading activity? Why is there no server in Egypt holding the documents of the exporters?
Actually, the statement is not accurate, I believe.
Correct.
Actually, CargoX is the service provider that helps Nafeza connect with the outside world. We are using blockchain because, as my colleague Viren has mentioned, your data and documents are not exposed to no one except yourself as the sender. And when things get decrypted, if they arrive successfully onto the governmental platform and cloud in Egypt, so that the trader can look into them and then customs. Your data, export data, is safe and secure. It's not viewed by no one other than the exporter himself, and then the recipient when the documents arrive, to be the importer and from that point onward, it will be the customs. And data, when it arrives to Nafeza, it is in the custody of the Egyptian government platform. So there's nothing to worry about.
All right.
Blockchain as technology, we adopted it because it is, yeah, sure.
Dear team, I have registered on the CargoX. I also have bought the credits. I was asked to do a verification. What does it mean? What gets verified actually? Can I also use my promotional credits to do the verification? We are a German-based company. There was a comment about VAT. Could you please elaborate on that? So first into the verification. You mentioned verification, yeah, Beran. Yeah, what does it mean? What gets verified actually? And can I also use my promotional credits to do the verification?
For verification purposes, from your balance, we will deduct only regular credits. However, for sending, let's say, a document over the platform, for example, invoice, we will spend first your promotional credits. So for verification, we will take that amount of $15 from your account, and that's it. And also for ACI filing, which is equivalent to $50, we will take regular credits. For document transaction, we will deduct from the balance your promotional credits.
And what gets verified during the process of verification?
So all the data which are entered on the platform regarding the company, contact person, etc. So we will compare that. Duns & Bradstreet will compare that with the data in your national court registry for the companies. And if this is matching and everything is okay, you will go successfully through verification process.
How is the payment for presenting the ACI envelope done exactly? What is the period?
So when you click on transfer button, the amount will be deducted from the balance. And that's it. And the credits are purchased upfront, so it is a prepaid model. So to send something over the blockchain, you need to have sufficient amount of the credits on your account.
Yeah. Then, if I understood this process right, it's only necessary for sea freight shipments. Are there any plans to extend it to air freight as well?
Gamal, do you want to take this one?
That is not, yes. That is not in the current stage because air freight has a special consideration. Flight time is much shorter compared to sea freight and stuff like that. So the government decided to start with seaports, and that will certainly be followed by airports as well. And it will be not only for import, it will be import and export for all sides.
Now again, I'm afraid. Now again, it's very. You're very far away. Let's call it this way.
Well, I'm surprised. I don't move, but anyway, I'll reiterate. The Egyptian government decided to start phase 1 with seaports only, because air freight has shorter flight time, and then it has to have special provisions to make it simpler and clearer. So we started with seaports, that will be followed by airports. And it will not only be for imports, it will be for imports and export as well.
All right. The date of 1st of July, is it for arrival or for BL date? For example, ETS is 15th of June and ETA in Egypt is 17th of July. Means we have to register until ETS.
1st of July refers to the date of shipping the cargo from the port of export. So a shipment that will be shipped as of beginning of July onwards need to have an ACI ID on it, on its documents.
Yep. Can my forwarder here in Egypt apply for ACI ID number on my behalf as importer after providing them with pro forma invoice with all shipment details at the beginning, as long as my forwarder will handle the clearance process here in Egypt after docs sent through CargoX from exporter? So can
of
my
course.
forwarder here in Egypt apply for ACID on my behalf?
Of course, in this regard, I look at the forwarder as if he has a customs brokerage authority to do on behalf of you, and there's no concern about it. He can do that.
As long as the forwarder will handle the clearance. Okay, Swiss company sells to Egypt, but shipment leaves from EU,
Yeah.
different country.
Yes, yes.
Consequently, Swiss company is not acting as exporter due to the EU customs regulations. Generally, Swiss company remains
Okay.
responsible exporter product
Okay,
liability and issuing invoice.
Excuse me for a second, guys.
Okay, then allow me
Okay.
to ask. Yeah, okay, you're back. Good. Otherwise, I would
Yeah.
have switched. So
Yeah,
again,
because we are requested at the Ministry of Finance, so we need to really I need to leave actually ASAP. Now, repeat the question simply again.
yeah, Swiss company sells to Egypt, but shipment leaves from other EU countries.
Sure, we do understand that. Initially, it will be a Swiss company, the exporter to which the money would be wired. The Swiss company will be responsible for actually, in a sense, receiving the shipment, the shipment documents and sending it over CargoX. We are working with our partners in CargoX on availing, in a sense, the system to allow the hub or whatever in the United Emirates to actually ship. And in that case, the bill of lading will be coming out of Emirates. So the bill of lading data and stuff like that will be loaded into CargoX by them. And if, for example, the subject commodities have been manufactured in certain factories in other countries, they will be also able to send the certificates of origin from their country. So we will use the flexibility, but in initial stage, all will be done via the Swiss company in your example.
Ja, ist klar. Kann die May-Hattab da noch einsteigen? Okay. Okay. Sorry, I just had an internal call. Gamal, if you have to leave, then allow me to say thank you indeed for your participation. What we would do is, the questions remaining for Nafisa, we'll have my colleague, May Khattab, whatever we already uploaded on our website, if it's corresponding, she will give an answer. Otherwise, we collect the questions and we'll send it to you thereafter, and we will publish it. So, dear guests, none of your questions is going to be lost, right? Gamal, thank you very much for your participation. Have a good meeting in the ministry.
Thank you, and I'm sorry I had to respond to a sudden call, so I have to leave at the moment. I'll catch you later. I'll answer the questions that we received.
Thank you indeed for that.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Talk to you later. Bye.
Let's try it. May Khattab. I'm exporter and I would like to know how to upload documents after purchase credit or before.
I believe this one was already mentioned during the video. Viren showed us a video, correct? And it was mentioned how to upload documents on CargoX. The same video is on our website. The link was shared in the messages before. You can watch the video again and again.
So, Viren, I have to do that, before or after, purchase of credit?
So first, you need to purchase credits, and then you can send the envelopes. Easier.
All right. Next CargoX question. When is the deadline for the exporter to download the shipping documents on CargoX?
Okay, I would say to upload, download.
Upload. Sorry, upload. Yeah.
Okay, so deadline. There is no strict deadline, But anyhow, if importer would capitalize on this new electronic submissions of the document, I encourage exporter to do that as soon as possible. So as soon the finalized documents are available. So that means if that's 1 day or 2 days after sailing, or maybe 2 days before sailing, I just need to remind here that you don't need to provide original bill of lading or copy of original bill of lading. Draft of BL is sufficient for ACI filing. So if you have all those documents before the sailing, you're free to send ACI at that very moment. Sooner the better. This is the general rule, but the latest before vessel arrival documents needs to be you need to comply with ACI regulation. But if you send that 1 day before the arrival, importer will gain zero benefits out of new system, and it might take also weeks to clear the shipments. So we want to use that time when vessel is sailing to Egypt to prepare everything, and to use that time for pre-clearance and to check all the documents beforehand. So that is the idea.
Is it possible that the importer applies for ACID on base of an order acknowledgement?
I believe it must be a pro forma invoice, so that the items would be available in the invoice, because the items need to be uploaded on Nafeza, as Mr. Gamal mentioned.
So based on a pro forma invoice, right?
Yes.
What is the GS1 code? What is the part number?
Okay, the GS1 code is something like the barcode that identifies a product. It's an international code, but if a company did not apply for this code and has its own number, they can use their own barcode number. This is why it's called the part number that is related to the company itself. So they can use this number instead of a GS1 code. In all cases, on our website as well, in the frequently asked questions, you will find the link for the GS1 code, how to apply for a GS1 code. There are certain fees that you have to pay for as well, and get codes for your products. If you don't wish to go through all this, you can use your own barcodes.
Does that's now again CargoX, but I believe that we got an answer to that already. Does the exporter have to upload a scan of the final original BL to CargoX, or is the draft BL sufficient?
Draft is okay.
Yeah. Who should be the recipient when the exporter sends the documents via CargoX? Compose-open envelope.
MTS Nafeza. So this recipient is pre-filled. You don't have to worry about that.
Has the GSI be printed on the invoice always?
Sorry, can I just...
GSI number?
Sorry, can I just say something related to the previous question? Yes, as Viren mentioned, it's pre-filled, but you have to add the ACID number. So the recipient is pre-filled, but what connects the envelope with everything here in Egypt is the ACID number.
All right. Has the GSI number be printed on the invoice always?
As Mr. Gamal said, they are still in negotiations about the GS1. So as soon as we know the outcome of the negotiations for the GS1 code, we will let you know. For the time being, please have it somewhere on the invoice. Yes.
How is it ensured that in case of letter of credit, the customer can clarify the goods after the bank accepted the presented documents?
Okay, I will take this one. So in case you are applying for regular letter of credit, not e-letter of credit, nothing is changed in compared to current process. So this goes as it is today. So nothing will change in that process. What we want to achieve is to accept more e-letter of credits, to present electronic documents, and to have whole trade digital when it comes to Egypt. So that is the idea behind. So that's what Gamal was. I think they're right now talking about it with minister and with the central bank. So
right. That was the disappointment, right?
Yeah.
Should the received ACID number be verified? If yes, how?
So I think this one would be for Nafeza, but basically ACID when is provided from the platform of Nafeza, it is a random 19-digit number. It is valid for 3 months, 90 days.
Right.
Yeah.
Commercial invoice and certificate of origin must be legalized both to Chamber of Commerce and Egyptian consulate. Allow me to give a hint there. There are conflicting messages so far. As a Chamber of Commerce, we of course lobby not only that due to the digitization process, the verification process is being simplified. However, that the acceptance of digitally issued documents will be accepted. Now, there is already a communication from the Egyptian embassy that there is no verification needed. So Egyptian embassy in Germany said no verification of documents, no legalization needed. However, yesterday, and that's where there's the conflict in there, yesterday there was an authority, customs, to say, well, we are in process to do that, but so far not finally decided. So my recommendation is, we would say for now, legalization should be done for now. We are in touch, so this goes to all the German exporters. We are in touch with the DIHK. And the DIHK, the Federation of German Chambers of Industry and Commerce, is in touch with all the IHKs. As soon as there is the final confirmation, we are going to communicate that through your IHKs. So you will receive that at the earliest. I'm afraid this conflicting information is not really satisfying us currently. However, there should be a final decision before 1st of July. At least we hope so. Anything to add, Mechadab?
No, you have mentioned it correctly, Mr.
All right. So, is it a must to send invoice data in SML format?
No, it could be in PDF, XML, Excel. If they mean on CargoX, then it could be uploaded in any form. They have XML, correct, Viren? PDF, Excel.
Yes, so we had that question on previous session, I think a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Basically, they will accept Excel file, PDF file, but nevertheless, CargoX can transfer any file type, even pictures, XMLs, JSON files, whatever file type you send. However, on the other side, they said for this very moment, as most of the companies will be using PDFs or maybe Excels, so this is something what is at this moment I would recommend exporters to use.
So the next question I'd love to skip. I anyway read it out since we answered it already. The lead time from Europe to Egypt is short. So what will be the deadline to submit the documents in CargoX? Is it okay to submit the pro forma invoice and the draft PL? I believe this has been answered. This is already on top displayed on our Q&A. Kindly have a look there. So let me go to the next question. Has the ACID number has to be stated on other documents like pre-shipment inspections?
Yes, any documents that is seen as shipping documents, ACID number must be on it.
What about original documents like Euro 1 or certificate of origin, as an example. These have to be handed out as originals to each shipped importer, but uploading docs are just PDFs.
Again, uploading PDFs is fine on CargoX. So certificate of origin, the Euro one, it could be in a PDF format and gets uploaded on CargoX. And then the original document.
So what's the situation? And sorry.
Mhm. And then the original documents.
What's the situation? You go ahead. We have a little bit of delay in there. You go ahead. I wait.
Okay, and then the original documents get sent to the bank, just like the regular procedure.
What's the situation and procedure with cash against documents deliveries?
Unfortunately, I don't understand the question. It's the same as always.
Can help.
Yes. Okay, I will take this one. So as it is now, nothing will change to that process, unfortunately. But when we have disagreement and when electronic documents will be accepted, so this is also what Gamal and his team is working on with the central bank and with Minister of Finance on. So, you know, to have this electronically submitted document through Nafeza accepted at the bank in destination to, you know, to release the cargo. So that's what they are trying to achieve right now. So as he said, 80% of the cargo is sold on cash against documents, open account or with prepaid terms of sale, and only 20% is with LCs. So this is something what I think is achievable. And the current process will not change, but I hope very soon banks will be accepting digital originals, which will be provided to also from through Nafeza. So we are not there yet, but hopefully this will be settled on Egyptian side very soon.
I don't know, Vieran, whether you have an answer to the next question. Quite an interesting one. What is the situation with web sales and credit card payments?
Web sales. So if that is a personal, so if you are ordering something like a parcel or something from AliExpress or those things, this is I believe Gamal have answered that one. It is not part of the ACI protocol. However, if you are buying a car, a luxury car from, I don't know, Germany, you have few of companies producing luxury cars over there. As Gamal said, then it's a maybe container. It goes through ACI. So parcels and small shipments are not part of in scope. Payment with credit cards, if it goes to our platform, if you want to purchase credits after initial purchase through wire transfer, you will be later on able to purchase credits also with credit cards. If it's something else, I don't know.
So that means whatever is due to Amazon and others, as usual, as in the past, not subject to the ACI format, right?
Yeah.
Who is going to register the shipment, the importer or the exporter? I believe that should have become clear now.
Okay, the process starts. Sorry, go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, we explained that many times, but first of all, everything starts when exporter is registered and verified on the company, and then exporter sends a pro forma invoice to importer, who applies for ACID number with Nafeza, and then process goes with getting ACID number, and then exporter follows the process as it was explained in our video. So that is the flow. It goes a little bit in circle, but yeah.
Yeah. Now maybe again, however, registration procedure, verification of exporter registration, bank details to be used as a multinational. We will only use one bank transfer for various exporters if needed. Does this cause any problems?
Okay, so that is actually if you have a mother company, for example, in Germany, and you have daughter companies worldwide, and only mother company will pay for the credits. That is the question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first step of verification is financial transaction. So I think we'll have to find a way several times, and it is something what we need to clarify also with our counterpart, because this first step verification was required by the customs, so we cannot simply dismiss it, and we cannot change the rule imposed by the authorities. So I'm putting that down in my notes, and I will come back with detailed answer to that one.
Thanks. What's the value of a credit? What costs are to be bared or to be borne by exporter?
Exporter pays for transaction. 1 credit is equal to $1 US.
As an importer, we are facing big delay in getting final approval that importer account on Nafisa is activated successfully. Yeah, so how can we try implementing the system and try it with our exporters if importer account on Nafisa is not activated yet, and the delay is coming from Nafisa, not the importer? I believe that's a question we need to direct at Gamal. I'm not sure, yeah, how big the current backlog is, yeah, at Nafisa's end. However, yeah, my Hada.
I would like to point out that the registration or the activation of an account at Nafisa takes up to 25 days. Okay, so it is known that the activation of account takes a bit of time. Therefore, it has always been mentioned, please start now with your activation of accounts as an importer on Nafisa. We will try to see how we will communicate this, of course, to engineering Gamal, and we will try to see how we can expedite this issue.
Allow me to add, yeah, in a week from now, the German Arab Chamber, the AHK, we assist your endeavors. Whether this goes into the direction of a German exporter as well to an Egyptian importer, yeah, we will assist you in the registration process individually, as well as, yeah, we will assist you the following 2 months after registration if you run into certain operational topics. Yeah, we are going to handle that, yeah, since we feel that there is a huge backlog coming up at the end of Nafisa, and yeah, therefore, yeah, if you wish us to assist, in the chat you have our email, yeah, this info @ or my Khatab @ yeah, yeah, and we will again put it in the chat. Drop us a line. Yeah, we want to be there for you. Is the system applied to shipments over certain value?
The system applies for all shipments with all values.
Does the foreign transporter has to register in CargoX to upload the bill of lading?
We would love to see that, but for ACI purposes, it's not required because you are submitting only draft of BL.
Will it be sufficient to send the commercial invoice to the importer to apply for the ACID at the time of loading?
A pro forma invoice is sufficient prior to everything as a first start.
Yeah.
A pro forma invoice is what we need so they can start with the ACID number, and it needs some time, so not on the time of loading. If you mean by loading the shipment, give it some time.
Regarding credit purchase, there are several types in terms of number of documents. We need to pay it every time or only one time?
I didn't get that one, so can you just?
Yeah, that's how I read it out. Let me try to understand it. Regarding credit purchase, yeah,
I can
maybe
elaborate
are
on this.
there several times in terms of number of documents we need to pay every time or only one time? Maybe with a credit purchase, yeah, let's refer to the earlier statements, that the documents, each document has to be paid for, which is being uploaded, and there's a one-time fee. How do you purchase a credit? Let me ask it this way.
So there is of course, several packages are available on the platform. The smallest one is worth $150 for 150 credits, and we are getting a lot of questions to purchase some amount of the credits outside of the packages. So now, if you want to buy 700 credits, drop us a line. We will provide you with a pro forma with 700 credits. So that's now resolved, and we are not strict to those packages because it was just too much to handle for us with all the requests for this and that. So whatever amount of credits you want to purchase, but the smallest one is 150, and this is because of the bank charges. So very often companies want to buy 15 credits, and then you will pay 20 euros for bank transaction. It makes really no sense, to do that. So we had to put some minimum.
Right.
If you agree with that. Yeah.
What is the earliest time that we can get the ACID number for a particular shipment, and how long is the number valid?
Well, as soon as you put in the data of the pro forma invoice and you apply for an ACID number, it takes 48 hours, and the ACID number is generated and sent to both the importer and the exporter both together. And the ACID number is valid for 3 months.
Now, our Egyptian customer requires a veterinary health certificate. This is a part of the shipping documents. This document must be issued far in advance before shipment, because notarization takes a long time. At time of issuance, we don't have the ACID number. How can this be handled? I suppose all documents must indicate the ACID number.
Yes, once it gets issued, you can stamp the ACID number on it. Engineering at Gamal said last webinar that a stamp on the documents is acceptable, and if the document is issued in a PDF format, you can put in or insert a text box and write in the number.
So again, all shipping documents have to bear the ACID number. Yeah?
Yes.
May I just add here something, Jan? So please do not handwrite the ACID number. They will not accept this.
All right, that's a very important one. Yeah, so it shall be a print or.
Yes.
As May said, you can put it in a text box and add to PDF, or you can stamp it with ink stamp, and you can put it in that way. So yeah.
And the sticker also is not valid. So please do not use a sticker on the document, because the sticker can get lost or be somehow removed. So please do not use a sticker.
Okay, you need a number stamp with 9 digits, correct? In a real case happening to us or with us, the Egyptian embassy in Germany refused to stamp the shipment documents because they were electronically stamped. So what's the solution?
Please drop us an email, and we will see how this can be solved.
Yeah. The Egyptian embassy, technically, we have a meeting with them. We will bring that up. We have a meeting with them shortly. So indeed, drop us a line via email, and we can get back to you individually. After having received ACID, exporter and importer are the only parties that are allowed to amend documents.
Yes.
Right? Do both parties have to do the same amendment?
No, it's
So,
the importer.
can I just talk from the perspective of the exporter? I don't know what is happening on importer side. So if you, for example, you have submitted a ship has sailed, and 2 days later your ACI filing is done, and you realize that for example, there is discrepancy on the invoice, it reads wrong value. Let's say that that is the case. In that case, you just need to send that document through ACI envelope to MTS Nafeza, and using same ACID you did first time, and they will attend only the last document received from through CargoX. Okay, and what is happening on importer side? Maybe you know better, May, if you want to add something.
Yes, so the importer will do the implementation or the amendments from his side through MTS, yes, as you said, and through the Nafeza platform. So it's fine to do that. But you have to know that if the ship has sailed and you still want to do some amendments, there are certain penalties that must be paid.
Now, the next one, I think, allow me to give a comment to that one. Will there be a coordination between Embassies and Nafisa through Nafisa single window system for documents stamping? Now, it is the clear target of Nafisa to handle documents electronically. That means, yeah, in the future, there should not be a requirements of a documents verification through the Egyptian embassy. However, whereas the embassy already said there is no verification needed, we heard, yeah, from customs yesterday that this decision-making process did not come to an end yet. So for now, yeah, that requirement, yeah, should be upheld. We will inform the DIHK and your IHKs, and we of course bring it online to our website as well, as soon as we have a final decision, which is a reliable decision. Anything from your end, Mike?
No, absolutely correct, sir.
Okay. Is the ACID number different for each shipment?
Yes, the ACID number contains of 19 digits, 19, and each shipment is different, or when you apply for an ACID number, it's always different from the other.
This system will be applied for FCL only or LCL2?
LCL2 as well, for any shipment that is coming through sea. So LCL, yes.
For CAD, cash against document payments, if Nafeza is the way to upload the document, then is it necessary to issue original bill of lading?
Well, you still have to send the original documents to the banks as previously mentioned up until the negotiations has ended. So as part of the documents, the original bill of lading and issue form 4 to release the document, the cargo. So yes, for the time being.
Allow me 2 more questions, yeah, and then please, dear guest, yeah, we will adhere to all your questions. Yeah, allow me 2 more questions prior to closing the session today, but none of your questions is getting lost. Would the carriers still invoice the exporters for the BL charges when Smart BL is in place and uploaded in CargoX?
Jan, this is question for carriers. We don't have, if there is one of them on the call, he can explain, but really, I don't know.
All right. So
I guess they will.
Okay. Only a user with a company manager permission can initiate the verification process. So could it be also the department manager? I believe that's very much due to, you said the verification process is handled by documents, by official documents of the company, like registrar and these things.
I mean,
and in Germany, a department manager not necessarily is a part in the Handelsregister, in the company registrar.
It also depends on the company structure, of course, and every person within larger corporation, he knows what he's allowed to do or not. So we don't have the answer for that. But if I'm, one-man company, I will do that. If there is 100 people in my company, for sure there is someone entitled to register a company somewhere, to open the account in the bank, to sign the contract, to do something like that. So also depends on the company structure. So I believe every employee knows what he is supposed to do, what he's allowed to do according to his contract with the company. So
so in other words, you need to, of course, access publicly available information in order to verify. And
of
if
course.
The person to register is not in a official publicly available documentation, then that person may not be eligible to open CargoX or register CargoX. So is it possible to do trials when the company is registered but not yet finally verified?
Of course, you can play around with the platform. You don't have to use it for ACI. If you want to connect with some of your business partners, let's say importer in Egypt, and you want to try the platform out and to send, I don't know, a contract, let's say annual selling contract or buying contract over the platform or whatever, you can try that out. It's not really the problem. And you can use a document type free of charge. So then you're using ordinary envelope, regular envelope, and you can pick any of documents free of charge. So there is no blockchain transaction. However, document is encrypted with military grade encryption. Hash for the document is calculated, and the document is stored on IPFS. Access links are shared upon transaction, but transaction itself will have happened off the chain. So you have same, I would say, security when it comes to document storing, but the transaction itself will not happen on the blockchain, and this is free of charge. So we will charge you $0 for that. So you can try it.
Thank you for that answer. Now, final one for today. I receive bill of lading sometimes after arrival. What happens if I have passed the deadline?
A draft bill of lading is what we are looking for. So just a simple draft bill of lading should be uploaded on CargoX. So I think this gives enough time so you will not miss the deadline or pass the deadline. A simple draft bill of lading.
Ladies and gentlemen, bear with me if we did not adhere in that session to all your questions. However, most of your questions we were able to adhere to. And again, finally today, we will display the questions and answers on our Q&A in our website. Allow me to thank Verian. Jeran, thank you so much for again being available to us in order to iron out some of the details to our guests from Egypt and from Germany. Thank you so much, dear guests, for having been with us now almost 2 hours. And thank you for participating. Allow me to again say, if there are topics we are going to assist your endeavors, when it comes to registration, as well as when it comes to servicing your needs. If you run into topics after registration, so with your whatever first shipments, for a time span of 2 months, we're going to do that, to get answers to your questions and to help if something got stuck. For today, thanks indeed for participating, and see you soon on that channel or another one. And if you happen to be in Cairo, come in. Well, let's discuss, let's talk your business topics. Have a good day, and bye for now.